Hello everyone, my name is Susank and welcome to TSI Trades YouTube channel. So in this video, I will go through all my trades last week and also to analysis for the next week. So let's move on to trading the chart. So first trade was on Nasdaq. So you can clearly see that Nasdaq is making higher highs and higher lows. So it is clearly in uptrend. So what I actually need to find is a bullish setup here. So what I saw here on Nasdaq and ES that Nasdaq made a higher high, but ES makes a lower low, which you can see here that ES makes a lower low and Nasdaq makes a higher high. So on behalf of that, I waited for the New York session to start, which is after 7 o'clock in the evening, according to Indian Standard Time. So what I saw is there a sweep. Actually, Nasdaq did not sweep this, but ES sweep this. So there is a symmetry between both the correlated assets. So I found out a 15-minute fair value gap through which price can move higher from that. So I strictly went into the 1 minute time frame for my entry confirmations. I usually enters on breaker block, order block, and mitigation blocks. These are my entry patterns. So here you can see that out of a 15-minute fair value gap, I saw a 1 minute fair value gap, which is my confirmation to go higher in this trade. So I put my market order when this fair value gap formed here and target 1 to 2 hour. So I easily got 1 to 2 hour. When price making this fair value gaps highest, I put my stop loss on break even. Luckily, price didn't hit my break even and go to my TP. So next trade is on USD. So what I actually do on the majors is when I have to take trade on majors, I will first see dollars. If dollar is bullish, I will take bearish trades on Euro USD and GP USD because they are inversely correlated. So what happened that day is I will go through whole trade breakdown what I saw here. So there is a 4 hour fair value gap. So DXY was quite bullish. So I did not take a very trade here because overall confidence was bullish. Because you can see on weekly time frame that it has disrespected this weekly fair value gap and this weekly fair value area. So I waited this bearish 4 hour fair value gap to be disrespected and give me some confirmation to continue higher towards this highs. So off of this 4 hour fair value gap, I move on to 1 hour time frame to see a disrespect means two candle rejections. Means first candle came into the 4 hour fair value gap, then it rejects, and then the third candle runs the rejection high and make a fair value gap, which is my confirmation to go higher. So you can see here this candle made a rejection from this 4 hour fair value gap. After this, when it ran out this rejection, I saw a fair value gap, 1 hour fair value gap that it can go higher from. You can also see a two candle rejection on 1 hour fair value gap, which is bullish. So first candle came into this fair value gap, didn't reject it from it. So what price can do is to sweep the previous candle low to go higher. So our time frame alignment is when we have 1 hour fair value gap, we have to go on to 5 minute time frame to look for our entries. So you can see here a order block which has been formed here. This was my entry confirmation. So we could not take trades on DXY. We can see it, analyze it, and then took the trade on the major pairs. So on that day, with this analysis, I went on to the Euro USD because at that time Euro USD is quite weaker as compared to GP USD. So I same 1 hour fair value gap there is on the Euro USD and there is a SMT between GP USD and Euro USD here. And same confirmation was there on Euro USD as well, which was on DXY. So here I confirmed that it had changed state of delivery and order block has been formed. So I quickly go on my broker and put a short trade here. My stop loss was on the high of this candle and my take profit is 1 is to 2. Actually, I didn't take 1 is to 2. I only took 1 is to 7 here on that day because I have some work and did not took risk anymore. So I cut off my trade on 1 is to 7, but I had to take it to 1 is to 2. This was a psychological error, you can say. One more trade I had took on gold, which was a break even trade. Actually, after sweeping this intermediate term high, price was moving toward this intermediate term low. It's not an intermediate term low, but a short term low. When I was looking at the start, that time that 4 hour fair value gap has not been made, so there is no point of seeing this 4 hour fair value gap. So what I saw that there is a no 1 hour fair value gap that price sting into to continue lower. This is a fair value gap, but it was behind. So here there is no 1 hour fair value gap here that price goes sting into it to continue lower here. So what I did, I move on to the 15-minute time frame and saw a fair value gap here that price sting into to continue lower. This is the fair value gap, and I took this trade on London session. So I quickly went into 1 minute time frame. When I saw this fair value gap, I took my trade here and put my stop loss on the swing high. And actually, I could have closed my position on 1 is to 2, but I waited for full context area to be taken out. But what happened is price reversed and took out my break even. It is a break even trade because when price took 1 is to 2, 1 is to 3 here, so I put my stop loss on break even. So it was a no profit, no loss trade. So these are the three trades that I took this week. So we will move on to the weekly analysis of different pairs. So first is gold. Okay, let's not go on gold directly. We'll first see dollar index. Firstly, we'll see the high time frame. You can see here on weekly time frame there is a weekly fair value gap which is quite disrespected at this moment of time. So mark out this. Go into lower time frame, you can see that this fair value area, this is called a fair value area. So sellers get a fair chance to involve, then buyers get a fair chance to involve. Then we could have seen a rejection from here to continue lower, but it didn't happen and price reverses from here. So our next target could be this fair value gap area high, which we are currently seeing here. So let's move back onto weekly time frame. So our next week target could be this swing high. So what are the different possibilities that price could sting into it to continue towards that swing high? Is firstly this 4 hour, sorry, this weekly fair value gap. But at this moment of time, I could clearly see that this is a weekly breakaway gap. So I did not expect price to come here to sting into it to continue higher. But price could do that also. We could confirm here on lower time frames. There is a 4 hour fair value gap here, but this is a 50-50 4 hour fair value gap. Means price could stick into it to continue higher or disrespect it to continue towards this weekly fair value gap to then sting into it to continue higher. But what you could do is to firstly wait for to sting into into this gap and then running these highs and also these highs, previous week high. If price has done the running of these parts, so we can clearly see that price is now moving towards this high. Only thing we need to see is a run on liquidity here. If we see a sweep of liquidity here, then there is a problem, but we have to wait for the run on liquidity. Because we are expecting bullish prices. If price will give us the enough evidence that we want to sting into this weekly fair value gap, then we will take short trade also. But at this moment of time, I expect it to sting here to continue higher from that. If it run this highs, so remember that when it run this highs, then we will target this high as well as this high, which is a weekly swing high. So this is the analysis for dollar. Next, we'll move on to the gold. Currently, gold swept this low, which is also a not a swing low. It's a previous candle low. So price is currently sweeping it and made a two order flow legs. First order flow leg, which was not a high probability, but after making this trade, now price could sweep this low currently to continue higher towards this next swing high. So we should wait here till running this high. And what do you mean by running this high? So this is a 4 hour time frame. So you can go on 1 hour time frame. Also you can do is if you get our order flow legs means of a 4 hour fair value gap. If you get a 2 15-minute fair value here, so you can also start taking bullish trade here because these are also some low resistance liquidity run, low resistance liquidity run LRLRs. So this is for gold. If we respect this fair value gap, we will target this high. And if we ran this high, then we will see a continuation higher from here because we are now sweeping this low. So we could at least target this swing high if we run this 4 hour swing high or previous candle high. So this is analysis for gold. I am not interested in silver because I do not trade silver. Silver is also always a low probability for me. I only see gold because the reason for which gold and silver, especially silver in my playlist, because I used to see SMT between gold and silver. So silver is to find for me is to find SMT between these correlated assets. Gold and silver both are correlated assets. So yes, currently we have this clear daily fair value gap. So Nasdaq is quite clear. It has this daily fair value gap that it's sting into it to continue higher from that. If we disrespect it, so which which is of a less chance that it will disrespect it. But if we will disrespect it, then we will target weekly. But for this moment of time, I have a bullish bias on Nasdaq off of this daily fair value gap. Same for the ES, we have this daily fair value gap. Dow Jones is quite low probability here. Now, according to DXY, we have this major pairs. So USD JPY is quite bullish. So here we cannot see any sort of PDRS that we can sting into to continue higher. What we could see here is a sweep of this 4 hour line. If DXY is moving higher, we could expect this swing high to be taken out next week. On GBUSD, if we are expecting DXY to move higher, we will expect GBUSD and EURUSD both to continue lower because of inversely correlated assets. So GBUSD is looking bit weaker than EURUSD. So we could find, according to DXY, which PDRA is responsible to target this loss. Same for the Australia dollar. There is nothing we can see. Same for the New Zealand dollar. There is no PDRA right now that we can expect to continue lower from that. Bitcoin. So currently Bitcoin is forming a weekly fair value gap. So according to our theory, it could sting into this fair value gap to continue higher from that, because we could see a rally in Bitcoin in past few weeks. So it could consolidate a bit here to then sting into the weekly fair value gap to then continue higher from that. Same for the Ethereum. Ethereum is quite strong as compared to Bitcoin at this moment of time. You can see clearly here that 0.7% movement in Bitcoin and 5% movement in Ethereum. So this is the analysis for the next week. Hope we'll took some good trades this week. And for now, bye bye. See you. See you in the next video.